United States Tibet Community. Here today we are commemorating the 61st Tibetan Uprising Day, and we are here in front of Chinese consulate reminding that this Chinese lie on the world will not going to work. For example, this year itself, the coronavirus is made by this communist government and kept for the secret for 1 month. And now it is separate all over the world and destroying all the people in this world. That is how China lies and the people dying. We always say China lies, people dying. So still, now these days, China lies for 1 month about the coronavirus, and now all of the people is suffering. That is responsible for this communist government. And likewise, over the 60 years, we Tibetans will suffer and buried under the lie of Chinese government. Now people of world, it's time to wake up. And how Chinese people, you might know that now. So with this, I would like to conclude with the hope of Tibet will be freedom, independent very soon, and we will going to take His Holiness the Dalai Lama in free Tibet. Big yellow!
Sorry.
Thank you so much. So once again, it's great pleasure to together with the same victims and the same resilience against the CCP. So, in short, China has a very weak goal to eat all the neighboring countries. Now, in these days, Hong Kong is under threat. Burmese are under threat. East Turkestan has already been eaten. Tibet has already been occupied. And Inner Mongolia are already occupied. The Chinese expansion policy is the world's worst poisonous source. So we must work together. We must stand for each other. Hong Kong, Uyghurs, Inner Mongolians, Tibetans, we all come together and stand for each other and make Chinese Communist Party as accountable. Hong Kong is a very beautiful country as of 2000. Last 2 years, everybody wants to go Hong Kong for business, for tourists. Now, the time has come, Hong Kong is sinking, and Hong Kong has become totally dark. I salute all the Hong Kongers, especially youth, who fought for freedoms and democracy very courageously. Even high school students, they fought years and years continuously for the freedom of Hong Kong and democracy of Hong Kong. That is very inspirational for all of us. For all of us, the people from Uyghurs, people from the Inner Mongolia, Burma, we should take Hong Kongers as an example and fight against the Chinese government. Chinese government has a very cruel policy for one China policy, that is the aiming to the extensions of their influence all over the world, and we must stand against and stop that. We should boycott all products of China because those products are being made with use of prisoners, with use of their laborers are prisoners and they're slaves. We must boycott all the Chinese products. We have lots of kind of ways how how to resist against China, how to make Chinese accountable. So therefore, I would like to thank for the Hong Kongers organizing, and we have to work each other, we have to work together. Very soon, our National Uprising Day is coming up. So therefore, I verbally would like to invite all the participants over to join us, and we have to stand each other. Thank you so much. Free Hong Kong!
Free Hong Kong! Free Hong Kong! Free Hong Kong! Free Hong Kong! Free Hong Kong! Free Tibet! Free Tibet! Free Tibet! Sorry, because we are not supposed to use the sound.
Thank you so much for giving us more hope for forming alliances and working together, because together we truly are stronger. So next up, I have a Tibetan activist. His name is Naran Tashi, and he is the Vice President of the U.S. Tibet Committee and a steering committee member of the International Tibetan Network. Welcome, Mr. Tashi.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. And once again, thank you so much for the Hong Kong organizers, especially Ms. Joshua, to organizing such a great, meaningful event to stand against CCP. Yes, we must unite it and stand against CCP, because the CCP is the world's largest terrorist organization that doesn't take any care for any kind of right. So, Secretary of State Anthony Blinken said, he noted that China's actions in Xinjiang, Hong Kong, and Taiwan threatens the rules-based order and the maintaining of stabilities in the world. The stabilities is one of the main factors to sustain the world. And this is affected by the Chinese Communist government. And we must against these cruel activities, these brutality activities on this world, because this world belongs to all peoples in this world, not only for the Communist Party of China. So today, we are gathering here and starting to stand against the Chinese brutalities and to restore the independence for the countries who has lost our freedoms, rights, and all the resources. Today I'm just seeing here different types of beautiful flags, which belongs to a very nations and starting onwards. I'm especially happy and pleasure to see the young activists coming from all the countries, all the captive nations, all the countries of captive nations. As a Tibetan, I just would like to narrate some points on Tibet. Until 1949, Tibet was an independent Buddhist nation which had a little contact with the rest of the world. It existed as a rich cultural storehouse of Mahayana and Vajrayana teachings of Buddhism. Religion was a unifying theme among the Tibetans, as was their own. Language, literatures, arts, and were all being developed by living at high altitude and harsh conditions in a balance with their environment. The Dalai Lama an individual said to be an incarnation of Buddha of compassion, have been both our political and spiritual leaders of the country. The current Dalai Lama, the 14th, was only 24 years old when this all came into end in 1959. The communist Chinese invasions in 1950 led to years of troubles that culminated in the complete overthrow of Tibetan government. Since that time, over millions of Tibetans have been killed with the Chinese policy of resettlement of Chinese to the Tibet. Tibetans have become a minority in their own country. Chinese is the official language compared to pre-1959 levels. Only 1 out of 20 monks and nuns are still allowed to practice under the government's watch. Up to 600 monasteries and shrines has been destroyed. Famines have appeared for the first time in recorded history. Natural resources are devastated and wildlife depleted. Extinctions. Tibetan cultures came close to being eradicated here. Peaceful demonstrations, protests, speech, writing by the nuns and Tibetan lay peoples have resulted in a death and thousands of arrests. These political prisoners are tortured and held in substandard conditions with little hopes of justice unless we can all take part and recognize Tibet laws as our own, the future dreams. And some strange facts, if I tell you. The peaceful Buddhist countries of Tibet was invaded by Chinese in 1949. Since that time, over 1.2 million out of 6 million Tibetans has been killed. Over 6,000 ministries have been destroyed, and thousands of Tibetans have been imprisoned. In Tibet today, there is no freedom of speech, religion, or press, and instead arbitrary dissent continues. The Dalai Lama, Tibet's political and spiritual leaders, flew to India in 1959. He now lives among over 100,000 other Tibetan refugees and their government in exile. Forced abortions, sterilizations of Tibetan women, and transfer of low-income Chinese students threatening the survival of Tibet's unique culture. In some time, Tibetans versus Chinese scholars outnumbers as Tibetan become 7:1 ratio. Within China itself, massive human rights abuses continues, and estimated that there are up to 20 million Chinese citizens working in prison camps. Major Tibetan plateau lies above 14,000 feet. Tibet is the source of 5 Asian greatest rivers, which over 2 billion people depends upon. Since 1959, the Chinese government estimated that they have removed over $54 billion worth of timbers. Over 80% of their forest has been destroyed, and large amounts of nuclear and toxic gas have been disposed into Tibet. Through a concerted effort, the citizen of Earth can stand up and say no to the corporations and boycott Olympic Games to be hosted by the government that continues to abuse its people and misuse the resources. The struggle in Tibet are the symbolic for every human rights struggle. So please get involved. There is only a limited time left for us until there will no longer be a Tibet to save. Besides that, China also has the responsible of this global breakout of coronavirus that kills over 4 million globally and 621,000 in United States alone. So we must stand together and give objections to Beijing Olympic, Chinese Belt Road and Initiative. We must fight for independence of the country with the status of captive nation. So boycott Beijing Olympic. Boycott Beijing Olympic. Because any game is supposed to be hosted by a country that respect the human rights, that respect the dignity of the religious freedoms. And also, the game makes people peace, friendship. But hosting a game, international game, is in a country where there's no human right, where there's no religious right, no value for any kind of right, is unworthy. Therefore, we should stand up together and against to hosting for this Beijing Olympic, and we must put force to relocate. This game should be in a country where there is every kind of right. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tashi. Next up, we have Mr.